So guys, remember when I said I think something's happening with the camera and I put my hand in front of it because I was going to make an adjustment or attempt to make an adjustment, and then it appeared that everything was going to be fine. Well, obviously everything was not fine. The camera ultimately shut off, and so I've had to separate the video into two parts, something that I typically do not do. But since I'm not home, I have Wi-Fi where I am, but it's free Wi-Fi here at the yacht club. It's not mine, and so it won't let me access Dropbox, because of privacy. Google, Chrome, nor Mozilla Firefox will allow me to access my Dropbox in order to download files into Movie Maker. And there's probably some other way that I can edit it over my phone, but I just want to get this to you guys. So I'm doing it in two parts uncharacteristically. I apologize. I will recap what's here on the table. It is fire. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to name the video Fire New Moon Reading in Leo, New Moon in Leo. All right, so our overall energy is union. The feminine, feeling about herself, travel. It's a card of movement. Now, in the picture, the airplane is moving backward. So this can be due to the retrograde season. Not only is Mercury in retrograde, but Saturn, Uranus, Pluto, that may be it. But those at least are in retrograde, potentially others as well. Jupiter is in shadow. So it went direct on June 9th, but it hasn't exited its retrograde area yet. So it's in shadow too. So anyway, a bunch of planets moving backward. Also the asteroid Chiron in retrograde, moving backward. So that can be what the feminine is going through, sort of revisiting some things, some aspects of her life right now. Some of them may have actually taken a trip. Some of us, all of the above. We've taken a trip and we're revisiting some aspects of our past. For others, this is a metaphorical movement. Okay, it's movement. Yeah, I don't know how else to explain it. So let me leave it there. It's movement. Now this was interesting, and a lot of messages came through about this card, about the masculine viewing the feminine as mature man. One aspect of it had to do with finances and material, where the feminine, who is often female, and therefore in our society is not supposed to be the provider. But even in LGBTQ relationships, the feminine aspect also often taking on the role of the nurturer and the feminine, of course, and what we would traditionally consider the female role, and one often taking on the masculine role, although they're not they're not limited to that. Their scope is not limited to that. There's all types of different ways, gender, I think there's something like 30 different genders now, technically, but there's all types of way people view themselves: binary, non-binary, all kinds of things. So in any case, this card, for the most part, coming through with the masculine, was viewing the feminine as the more masculine, the more male, even, as far as society considers that. Himself, open relationship, meaning this sort of representing the masculine's all of the above relationship status, that in many cases there is a soulmate, quote unquote karmic soulmate, or some other energy, sometimes not romantic, that's involved, that's preventing a more traditional and or a more co-created between the divine couple partnership between them. The overall energy was dating here under the moon, very appropriately. The outcome was true gem, which in some cases is going to represent engagement You know, this is like the diamond ring or whatever, gemstone ring. Some cases, a Gemini, very prominent in your situation. But overall, just for everybody, this is a good outcome. True gem. When a person is a true gem, it's like they're genuine. You know, you can trust them. You feel comfortable with them. That's there. Oh, the song that was playing before, I Can't Live If Living Is Without You, in the background. I don't know if you guys heard that. What can the feminine do? Something about the distance. And it's interestingly here right underneath the travel card, like crossing travel. In some cases, she really needs to travel back this way. Right? Remember, she was going backward. She needs to move forward. She needs to come back on this way. Even this boat is moving that way as well. So we're going to want to, she's going to want to reel it in, as they say, and come back. The masculine needing to rid himself of these soulmates, romantic and otherwise, that are blocks to the union. The union itself represented by twin flame. So we have twin flame here. Again, that is the union. And then we have union as our overall energy. How awesome is that? And then what the universe... So dark male. This was, in some cases, the masculine standing in his own way as he came through in the love reading. And in other cases, this is the feminine and her need to sort of like go get your man. You know, like, what are you doing? And it reminded me also of the story that I read in the general reading. So for those of you who have seen that, you know what I'm talking about, the story of the month of Elul and couples turning their backs on one another, both individually thinking that the other is no longer interested or doesn't have the energy or whatever the case is. So both also stuck in like ego and refusing to turn around and face the other. And this being a month about starting out in that position, as it looks like we may be, not unlike what's right here, maybe, back to back, and then figuring it out sometime during the month by going within. And then by the end of the month, we're all set to come back together. So that's this spread. I think it's so awesome. And the other one that I had done, the other cross spread, was really beautiful too. All right, so let me go hurry up with this before we end up with another situation with Mercury retrograde doing something to my camera. And let's look and see what changes we have to look forward to. Beginning with seeking and finding, which is pretty straightforward. You know, it's like, look for what you desire. Go basically like what I just said to the feminine with regard to the masculine, like go get your man. You know, go after what it is you want, even if you're not sure what that is. And along the way, you'll figure it out, and then you can find it if you're actively searching. Opening 2 new exercise programs. So this is a month and a time, because I'm doing a new moon and eclipse. Solar eclipses are all about new beginnings, as opposed to lunar eclipses where it's about endings. New moons are also about new beginnings. This whole year, 2017 equals 1, is about new beginnings. So new exercise program. And opening 2, changing your mind. I was going backward. I was revisiting something from the past. I was dealing with a soulmate. You know, they were nice too. Nothing against them, but they're not for me, right? Nothing against these people. They're just not the right partner. You know, we all have our certain someone. So changing our mind, and changing our mind about other things too. About moving in one direction or another, sometimes literally, sometimes metaphorically. I was going to do one exercise program. Now I'm doing another, a new one. And opening to spiritual growth. Spiritual growth. And you know what? Be true to you. We got to stop living and or loving for other people. I feel like I've been saying this forever. I probably have. It's like one of the premises of this journey. Be true to you. And opening 2, also get some rest. And I started in part 1 with a get some rest kind of card in my Archangel Raphael deck. One more. It's healing from the past, love. I'm glad I went one more. We have this opposite, be true to you. So maybe in the past, again, living and or loving for other people, society's norms and things like that. And we're not doing that anymore. Fuck that. Be true to you. And so I explained why I cut this way too in part 1. Cut away from myself when I'm reading for other people and toward myself when I'm reading for myself. Get some rest. Overall energy here is windfall. Of course, that being a windfall of abundance. In some cases financial, some cases material, some cases love, some cases all of the above. You know, whatever we need, the universe knows better than we do what we need and how to give it to us. That's why we're not supposed to place limitations on it, because then we block our blessings by limiting the universe with our expectations. So it's windfall and being showered with whatever's needed in your life. Masculine, memories of the past, likely, and not necessarily romantic relationships, but maybe including that can be all the way back to childhood. Volunteer. This is about being a willing participant in your own life. You know, not living under somebody else's, the puppet strings from the love reading for this week. And gracefully aging, progressing forward in the masculine subconscious. Feminine, you are stronger than you know. Grief work. Some of us are having to cut away people that we love or loved at one time, and there's a lot of, emotion attached to that. So and some of us are losing friends unexpectedly. We didn't realize they weren't really our friends; they were frenemies. So that hurts and things of that nature. But we're acknowledging it, accepting it, letting these people, places, and things go, and moving forward. Feminine subconscious, new career, right? Because once we vacate a space with what we have to release that's old, we make room for new. This could be a new boss. Boss, daddy, the king, the divine masculine, all that. Could be that. Or it could be an actual new career. That could be one of the things you're moving toward. Crowning, dietary change. Same thing. This is about, we used to take in certain things into our lives. In some cases, food, yeah, but it's not only food. It's because we're ridding ourselves of any and everything that is toxic to us. We're completely detoxing, as we're guided to do in the beginning of this reading in the Archangel Raphael portion. So any people, places, and things that are toxic to us, we're getting rid of. That's a dietary change. At the root, religion and spirituality, absolutely. I don't think I even have to explain this. Of course, this is what's at the root. Particularly spirituality, and at the heart of the matter, self-care, because we're making it about ourselves. It's no longer about other people. We're no longer living and or loving for other people. We are doing this for ourselves now. I'm going to go on to Doreen Virtue, Romance Angels. Beginning with engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. And opening to release your ex. Boom. The time has come to clear your energy. Release your ex. Give your relationship a chance after you release your ex. Or you have to release your ex in order to give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. In other cases, release your ex represents a capital X. And when I say that, what I mean by it is, I often use St. Andrew as an example. When he was crucified, he said, I don't deserve to be on a cross like Christ. Put me on an X. And that was his mark on the world. And so Releasing your ex is about making your mark upon the world. Releasing you upon the rest of us. Give your relationship a chance. And opening to retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Some of us are going to require introspection in order to, be able to move forward. And that's what the month of Elul actually dictates. Again, in the beginning, it's introspection. And by the end, we've come together. Give your relationship a chance. Because we're making way for reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. That's exactly what Elul is about. It's totally a month of love. If you haven't watched the general reading, you're going to want to watch it, at least that portion, when I explain that. And I read a very nice story that is based in, the Torah and the actual month of Elul on the Jewish calendar for this year, 5,777, as opposed to 2017 on the Gregorian calendar that we use in most of the world. Reconciliation now at the bottom. And on that note, I will cut. Trust. This situation is calling for you to have faith. Booyah. I had to switch it up. There were so many booms in this reading. I said, let me give them a booyah. Yes, this is your soulmate. The overall energy is soulmate. This darn wind kicking up again. Oh, two cards. Two cards.
Wait, solitaire or tarot cards?
Tarot cards.
Okay. I am the hanged man.
Are you? You stuck in limbo?
I am.
That was one of the waitresses here at the restaurant. She says she's the hanged man. Here are top memories. Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So yes, we're letting go of the old, but still, get in the present and feel good about your choices to release what no longer serves you and to move on and continue to put out love, and that's how you'll continue to receive it. Here, a top volunteer, which again is about, being an active participant in your own life. One of the ways to do that is flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. And here, a top gracefully aging and moving forward. There's only one way to move forward. First, you got to free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Atop you're stronger than you know is wedding. This situation involves marriage. So maybe you can use this as a motivator and, a confidence builder. Here, atop grief work is playfulness. So instead of being sad, we're going to remain upbeat. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Fun, not sadness. Here, atop new career, romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. So we hadn't explored them in the prior, possibly. Now we're going to. That's what's new. Here, atop dietary change, passion, as opposed to what we were ingesting before that was somebody else's thing, what they were into. Now we're taking in our own passions and allowing our heart and soul to sing with joy. Here, atop religion and spirituality is a new spiritually based relationship. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings, and it sits right here next to romantic feelings. How cool is that? And then at the heart of the matter, we've got two cards. Atop self-care, heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other and getting to know each other, which these two do kind of go hand in hand. No wonder they wanted to come out together. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. And with that, I think I'll give us some advice because there's really not much more to say. The masculine from the hashtag creepy deck, soulmate. This is your project, masculine. I'm not even sure how this ended up back there. I didn't shuffle these much. So you had to get rid of the soulmate in the spread, and it's here back. Wow. Okay. True Gem is also back for the feminine.